What's going on? Made a quick little video here. I get a lot of questions about what's the best way to gear up and get yourself kind of ready for, the next mod or whatever the new content you're going to be trying to run. And the answer to that is actually pretty simple. You're going to want to go to Avernus, right? You can see at the top left there, this is the zone we're in. This is a view of the map. Now, very briefly to show you what you have to do to get to Avernus, you're first going to have to actually go into Valenhas, right? Once you get into Valenhas, you don't have to complete all of this, but there's a couple quests in the very beginning you got to do, and then they will basically let you come straight into Avernus. So the Path of the Fallen is going to be the campaign for Avernus, right? And as you can see here, they're actually giving a bonus to your item level to help you complete this campaign a little bit faster. So if you haven't done this already, this is the perfect time to get in here and to get this gear before the next mod. We've got plenty of time, and this is actually a very quick method I'm going to show you. Also, I would like to point out that part of Avernus is also the Redeemed Citadel. So as you're completing the campaign, once you get up to a Fragment of Hope, I believe it's at the beginning of the third week. If you get your weekly haul every week, this is when you open it. Beginning of the third week, you complete that quest, and that's going to unlock the Redeemed Citadel. Now, if you didn't purchase something called a Reforger's Blessing from the Zen Market, I don't believe you can backtrack to these other 3 milestones. This has been a thing that's been going on for about 4 months now. So I think you can still purchase the one for milestone 4. There's some interesting rewards. A lot of them are cosmetics, but there is a weapon set you can get. Now, if you didn't get this, don't worry about it at all. There's another weapon set I'm gonna show you how to get right now. It's very, very, very similar. You're not really missing out on much. But I did want to point this out because you're gonna be able to see on the map down here. This is the Redeemed Citadel, and I'll have a separate video kind of showcasing that in a little bit. So, to get to the meat and potatoes of what we're doing today. So get your gear. The fastest way to do this, and the most efficient in my opinion, is by collecting treasure maps in Avernus, right? So you see these little dudes that I just ran over. They're called mains. Well, if you look in your if you look at my inventory, these are treasure maps I've already collected. I'm just going to basically show you how to get them, and then we're going to open a few and show you the types of rewards that you can get from those. So again, these little dudes that spawn right here, they're called mains, M-A-N-E, not like Gucci Mane, but, well, shit, maybe. Anyway, you run over these guys, and they potentially will drop a treasure map for you. Now, it is a random, it's a random amount of them you have to kill before you get them. Sometimes you'll kill 10 of them and they won't drop anything. Sometimes you'll get 2 or 3 back to back. The good thing is there's 2 areas that I'm going to show you right now that's the quickest to farm them because they spawn in groups, as you can see here. Also, a side note, in the bottom right there you see that I'm getting something called Zariel's Favor. That is a currency that you can spend in the Redeemed Citadel, but you won't start getting those currencies until, again, like I said, once you complete a Fragment of Hope. It's just a side note there, letting you know what's going on my screen. So again, kill a few of these little guys, and right there where you saw the Zariel's Favor is going to have a treasure map pops up once they drop. So I'm going to show you the 2 areas really quick where you can farm these. So I'm going to pull up my map. Ignore all the blue. I have a lot of weekly quests that I haven't done this week. So this little area right here is great. It's probably the best spot on the map because you've got a group. Well, there's one guy here. There's a group of 3 that spawns right here. They got away from me though. There is another guy that comes across your path coming right over there. And then these 3 guys that I just ran over, they actually come from right here. So just in this small area, and I'll actually just stand here. You saw me kill them. Watch how quickly they respawn. They come back relatively fast. See, watch. Kill them. Look at that treasure map. Boom. We're in business. I think it's less than like 10-12 seconds and they respawn. Some people actually just sit on this spot right here and just do this over and over and over. To me, that's a little bit more boring. I like to turn on this radio. Make yourself a cocktail, grab a beer, coffee, whatever you like. Roll it up, light it up. Yeah, so basically this is a pretty good little area to farm the maps. The second spot I will show you is, there's not as many that spawn there, but it is the second probably easiest place to kill those little dudes. And as you can see, this guy's already doing it. You basically stand right here, they spawn right there, you just keep hitting them back and back and back and back. Now this is a quick way to gather up a bunch of the little treasure maps, and I would suggest while you're doing this, go ahead and try to get about 20 of them before you venture off to actually unbury the treasure, because it makes it worth your while. And the best part about that is sometimes you can see that the treasure maps stack. So instead of running to 15 different areas for the maps, you might have, you know, 6 or 7 in one spot, and you just stand on top of that treasure chest and keep opening it over and over and over again. So a side note, I'm going to do a separate video on the hunts in Avernus, but I would like to mention here, as you're killing those little mains, I think it's every 4 or 6 of them that you kill, they can spawn these larger versions of themselves, right? So the larger versions, a lot of people farm, and you can see there's people out here right now actually doing the same thing. I'm just going to kind of go over a couple of spots real quick and see if they're here. But the larger versions, when you kill them, they have a chance to drop a gourd covered chain, which is one of 2 pieces that you need to make a tier 1 hunt. And basically it scales, so you're going to have to, you farm these dudes, you get the chains, there's other creatures you can farm to get the second piece, and then you combine those and it creates a tier 1 hunt. Now when you go and complete the tier 1 hunt and you kill the monster, he or she or whatever they are potentially will drop a piece for another hunt, and you need 2 pieces for the tier 2 hunt, and then all the tier 2 hunts can potentially drop a piece, and you need 3 of those put together to create the T3. Again, I'm gonna have a separate video showing all that. I just wanted to see if I could show you what the big ones are, because you will run across them. And again, like I said, if you are out here just farming the maps and you see these bigger versions, I'm surprised none of them respond, but if you do see the bigger versions, hop out of your car and kill them, because they could drop a chain. Now I can't really say what the value of these hunts is going to be after the new mod drops, but as it stands right now, it can't hurt to have them. You're already out here running around, so might as well pick them up. I'll have to show a clip from another video to show you guys what they look like, just so you can be aware when you're out here. So anyway, I'm going to show you real quick. This is probably one of the easier treasure chests to unbury. I don't know if I have any maps here. I do. It's right back here in the very top of the house. And again, this is where those other 3 spawn. Some people just sit there and they kill those little 3 dudes over and over and over, and then you get your maps. So real quick, you can see it's shining, shimmering, glimmering, sparkling, all that. You're gonna unbury the treasure map, or the treasure chest, pardon me. So you'll notice sometimes it's hard to click on these things. This one's not too bad, but some of them are in awkward positions, right? And you gotta jump on top of them, you gotta do all kinds of stuff to try to open them. And you'll notice that the treasure maps actually rebury themselves. I just wanted to note that you're not actually wasting a map, or you're not actually using a map until you actually open the treasure chest. So don't fret if you can't get it open in time. You know, it'll rebury itself. And as you can see, some of the rewards on the side, these ones, the Firestone hammer or whatnot, that's for upgrading your the Hellstone or the Hellfire weapon set. And I'm gonna go over the weapons and the armor in just a second. I just kind of wanted to show you. All right, perfect. So we have the Forsaken Scout's hide. Now my inventory's a mess, but I kind of roughly know where that's gonna drop. And I actually just got 2 of those back to back. So this one is not half bad, right? It's 1225 item level, 919 critical severity, not bad at all. Whenever you deflect an attack, you have a 10% chance to restore 5% of your maximum hit points. It's not an insanely great benefit, but it's not bad considering it's basically free. All it takes is a little bit of time running over those dudes, picking up some maps, and you run over here and you grab them. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the collections here so I can show you guys exactly what we're looking at for Avernus, right? So go over to the antiquities. Now these are some different stuff I'll go over when with the hunt drops, right? We're not gonna worry about that for this second. I want to show you the Forsaken set. So the Forsaken Scout's hood. Now you'll notice that this is for a cleric, a rogue, and a ranger, but there is an alternative version for every single class. It just doesn't show up on mine because of my class. So I'll let you just kind of read that really quick. But as you can see, the gear item level is pretty decent. you know, the powers that come with it are not bad. At the start of combat, your power is increased by 3,000. Excellent. This is the chest piece we just looked at, and then there's a pair of gloves that, you know, drop as well. So there's 4 pieces that just drop as part of the Forsaken set. Now, some of the gear down here is actually from Valenhouse, and some of this stuff might be better for you. Between the two, I'll do another video on Valenhouse that you guys can check out too. But between the two, it's very, very simple to gear yourself up. And this gear is going to be everything you need to go into the next mod. Now, is it best in slot? Which is something that they're kind of getting rid of anyway. There's no longer going to be a best in slot for every single class, which is good because it's going to give you a lot more versatility to play your character however you like. Is it the best gear in the game? No, but it's pretty high up there, and considering all it takes is a little bit of time and effort, it doesn't, you know, you don't have to farm for weeks and weeks and weeks and try to do these dungeons and potentially fail, potentially get kicked out. It's nothing like that. So it's actually quite a good investment as far as your time and effort goes. Now, there's 2 sets of weapons that will drop that you can get here. This one you can purchase and then you have to restore it. It's the Hellfire Engine set. I personally skipped these. They were a little bit weaker. I didn't care for the set bonus, and this one is stamina regen by 15 and movement speed by 15. It's cool, you know, and the buff does refresh, which is kind of nice, but I went with the Legion Guard set. The Legion Guard set is the weapons you're going to be digging up out of these treasure chests. So, you know, after about 20, 25, hopefully you'll get both pieces, your main hand and your offhand. But the stats were a little bit better than the Hellfire, but I actually like the set bonus because you and nearby allies are granted 1,000 power, combat advantage, defense, and critical avoidance. And this effect can stack up to 5 times when everybody in your party is using the same set. And because it's a pretty easy set to get, there is a good chance most people in your party could still be using these. I actually have them on multiple characters. They're a very, very decent set to get yourself. And like I said, if you want a quick way to gear up, you could spend maybe an hour at the most, maybe 2 hours out here, and you could get a whole brand new set of armor and brand new weapons that you can restore for yourself. So again, I'm going to have a second part to this video kind of explaining Valenhouse and a quick way to gear up over there. But just a little recap here. This little area, you drive around here, kill the little mains. You can also do it right around here. At the end of this video, I will show you where the treasure maps are buried. But you drive around, you kill the mains, you pick up the treasure maps, you dig up the treasure. It's that simple. So go ahead and I'll put some cool music on the video while we look at where the treasure maps spawn.